In this lesson, we'll look at a really quick and easy way to set up a slideshow that you might use at a kiosk at perhaps a trade show, or something that could play automatically maybe in a lobby of a business or something like that, some kind of product demo. So what you're doing here is we're starting with a blank presentation. So I will create a new presentation and get started here. And now I'm going to insert a photo album. So in this images grouping here in photo album, I will create a new photo album. So now it just comes down to selecting the files that you want to include in your photo album. So I've got them all stored in a folder here, and you can do this before, or you can just select various photos that are on your hard drive. But I've got a photo album here called Album, and I'm just going to select everything in that photo album. And what you'll notice about some of these is that they're going to be individual slides. They're pictures of slides. So I'll insert these, and now you'll be able to navigate the different slides you might have. So if you have something that has some text about a picture that's coming up, you can go ahead and select it and then move it up and down, of course, in the order of your deck. So I'm going to move this up, unselect, I'm going to move this one down, and you get the idea. You can also do some basic color corrections on some of the pictures if you want to. You can rotate the pictures if you want to. But really, the thing that you select next is the picture layout. Fit to slide is going to be the default, which means that it will not distort the picture. It'll just fit it in the slide, and then it'll use a dark background if the picture doesn't fit to the slide dimensions exactly. Otherwise, you have some options about how many pictures to put on a slide, what some of your frame shapes are. So if you have one picture per frame, you can do like a rounded rectangle, and of course you get this preview area. So I'm going to select the default fit to slide, and then I'll go ahead and create the slide deck. Now notice when you create that album, it also creates this new presentation. So this blank presentation I'd started, I technically don't even really need that. So now I've got the photo album. I've got a title slide that PowerPoint adds automatically. Of course, you can change the text in that title slide. You don't have to use the title slide if you don't want to. In fact, you don't have to use any of them. You can go in and delete any of them that you want. But just with a few clicks, you see that I have this. So I have some pictures, I have some text about the pictures or about the product, and again, you can imagine what this might look like in a kiosk environment or at a trade show where the thing might be running for 8 hours at a time. So what I'll do next is I'll go to the slideshow tab of the ribbon, and I'll make sure that I set up this slideshow so that it plays automatically. So I want to make sure that the show type is browsed by a kiosk or browsed at a kiosk in full screen. And this automatically is selected, loop continuously until someone hits escape on the computer that is running the presentation. So now that I click on OK here, I can then select a transition. So transitioning between the photos in my photo album, what I would suggest is either a fade, and the fade options, of course, are over here on the right-hand side. Timing, the reveal seems to work pretty well in a slideshow as well. And then again, you can set the duration. So we'll crank this down to about 2 seconds. And then I want to advance the slide not on a mouse click, but after a set amount of seconds. So this also is a very important consideration as you set your transitions for your photo album, is that you unselect mouse click and you set a built-in timing. So now I'll just go ahead and apply this to all, and then I'm ready to run my slideshow and kind of see what things will look like. So if you count to 4 here, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we have that 2-second transition to my next photo in the photo album, 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I get some text about the photo. So that's how you do it. That's how you create the photo album. And as you can see, if your goal is just to simply do some product shots, set up something very quickly for a trade show, then you don't necessarily have to configure every slide and build every slide. You can just take a bunch of pictures, make a photo album, and be on your way.